The roar of 50,000 citizens fills the Colosseum as the emperor rises on his throne, a smile playing across his lips. Every cheer, every gasp, every drop of blood is a tool, a weapon to control the city. Tonight, men fight not just for survival, but for the politics of Rome. The arena is not merely a place of entertainment, it is a theater of power, a crucible where the ambitions of men collide with the raw instincts of the crowd. From the moment the sun rises over the city, banners fluttering in the morning breeze, the machinery of spectacle begins. Citizens stream into the Colosseum in their finest togas, women clutching the hands of children, merchants slipping past the gates with trays of food, senators asserting their place in the stands with imperious dignity. Above them, the emperor watches, his eyes cold and calculating, for he knows the secret of this power. In the arena, the blood of men can bend the will of a populace more effectively than any edict or levy. In the shadows of the hypogeum, the labyrinth of tunnels beneath the sand, the gladiators wait. Muscles tense, sinews straining against years of relentless training. They are sharpened like blades, weapons of flesh and bone, yet unaware that their every movement, every strike, has been choreographed not merely for sport, but for politics. Murmillo, Retiarius, Secutor, their names echo faintly in the stone corridors, whispered prayers and curses mingling in the stale air. A young man, barely more than a boy, grips the leather straps of his armor, feeling the weight not only of metal, but of destiny. He is not here to claim glory. He is here to serve the agenda of men seated in the emperor's box, men whose ambitions are as lethal as the swords that will clash above him. The first trumpet blares, and the gates creak open. Light floods the arena as gladiators step onto the sand, squinting against it, breathing in the dust stirred by thousands of feet. The crowd erupts, a tidal wave of noise that washes over them. Their cheers are not simply for bravery, they are for the narrative the emperor wishes to weave. One fighter will fall, humiliated but alive, to demonstrate mercy and magnanimity. Another will die, spectacularly, to instill awe and fear, a vivid reminder of Rome's unyielding dominance. Every outcome has been anticipated. Every emotion is engineered. Above, the emperor gestures subtly, a flick of the wrist, a nod of the head, a small smile, each movement registered by the citizens as judgment, approval, or condemnation. The crowd mimics the cues instinctively, thumbs up, thumbs down, a seemingly simple motion that carries immense psychological weight. In reality, it is the emperor's language, a silent dialogue of authority that extends far beyond the walls of the Colosseum. What the citizens perceive as entertainment is in truth a lesson in obedience, an illustration of power so absolute it can dictate life and death at whim. Yet not all eyes are on the emperor. Senators glance nervously at each other, calculating, observing the crowd's reactions. Wealthy patrons sit at their prescribed stations, having sponsored fighters whose victories or deaths will elevate or diminish their social standing. A senator's gladiator may be a champion of skill, yet if the crowd's favor is lost, the man becomes a liability, a reflection of failed influence. Money, status, and political leverage are exchanged here as freely as the blows of gladius against shield. The Colosseum is a marketplace of human ambition, and each gladiator, each scream, each drop of blood is currency. The fight begins in earnest. A Murmillo charges, shield raised, blade glinting. His opponent, a Retiarius, spins the trident with deft precision. Sand flies into the air as they collide, the clash of metal ringing like a bell that marks the rhythm of power. Above them, the Emperor's eyes narrow. This is the moment the game begins to serve its true purpose. The crowd's allegiance must be maintained, their loyalty secured through fear and awe. The young boy in the arena feels the tension like a living thing pressing down on his shoulders. He is not merely defending himself, he is defending the invisible social contract between ruler and ruled, a contract written in blood and spectacle. As the fight unfolds, the crowd's reactions are monitored by unseen scribes, men who tally cheers, gasps, and applause. Every reaction is logged, analyzed, and fed back to the Emperor's advisors. The data of emotion is a weapon, one more precise than any sword. If the crowd grows restless, a particularly dramatic execution may be staged. If they cheer too wildly for a gladiator, his defeat may be orchestrated to remind them that no man, no matter his skill, is beyond Rome's reach. The arena is both stage and laboratory, every heartbeat and cry measured, manipulated, and exploited. But within this system, human stories still unfold. The Murmillo fights not only for survival, but for honor, camaraderie, and fleeting glory. He knows the risks, yet something within him compels courage, a stubborn assertion of agency against the machinery of politics. The Retiarius dances, sidesteps, and strikes, a careful balance between fear and skill. Each man carries the weight of expectation, yet also the desire to be remembered not as a pawn, but as a man who faced death and defied it, if only for a moment. Outside the arena, the city breathes in rhythm with the spectacle. Citizens leave their homes, merchants count coins, children imitate the gestures of thumbs and cheers, and the political elite discuss strategies for upcoming campaigns. In the streets, news spreads of which gladiator survived, which fell, and how the emperor's favor was displayed. The arena's influence extends far beyond its walls, shaping perception, opinion, and ultimately, power itself. As the day wanes, the final clash occurs. Blood and sand mingle, the screams of combatants and spectators blending into a single, roaring testament to control. A champion falls, raising his arms in a final gesture that the emperor watches intently. The crowd reacts, precisely as intended, and the message is clear. The emperor gives life, the emperor takes it, and Rome thrives under his gaze. The political lesson has been delivered in the language everyone understands: spectacle, emotion, and death. Night descends on the Colosseum. The sand is stained, the gates closed, and the crowds disperse into the streets, carrying with them the echo of the arena. Within the hypogeum, surviving gladiators lick their wounds, some whispering prayers of gratitude, others muttering curses at the men who wielded their lives like tools. The young boy who entered the arena that morning is no longer the same. He has witnessed the true power of Rome, not in laws or decrees, but in the orchestration of fear, spectacle, and devotion. He understands now that in this empire, survival is not only a personal endeavor, but a political act, and the life of a gladiator is intertwined with the ambitions of emperors and senators alike. The Colosseum sleeps under the moonlight, silent, yet ever watchful, a monument to both human courage and human manipulation. Within its walls, countless stories have been written in sweat and blood, each a thread in the tapestry of Roman power. The arena is empty now, but the lessons it teaches echo endlessly. Loyalty is earned through fear and awe. Ambition is sharpened like a sword. and the empire reigns supreme because it understands the delicate balance between entertainment and authority, spectacle and submission. In the shadows, gladiators prepare for the next day, the next fight, the next lesson. The city sleeps, but the machinery of control never rests. And somewhere in the marble corridors of the emperor's box, men smile quietly, knowing that the Colosseum has once again performed its greatest function, not merely to entertain, but to govern the hearts and minds of Rome.